Morehead State of Volleyball head coach Kyrsten Becker-McBride, along with grad student setter Brenna Bommer. Uh, Coach, to start with you, your team was picked to finish third this coming season. That's coming off, a strong performance last year, but I'm sure it's not exactly where you wanted the program to be. Third is nice recognition, but I'm sure that you want your program to be more towards the top, a little bit more further, two more spaces.
I feel like we're in a very competitive group this year. There's not really anybody I think that comes in and is just, wow, that's totally the team to beat. I think it can be a multitude of teams any given weekend, and it's going to make for a fun conference season. There are a lot of teams that we're keeping our eye on, and I think if anything has been proven over the past couple years, you've got sometimes a very different story in the regular season compared to the tournament. And so we've got little goals along the way, but definitely being number one right before Thanksgiving is one of them.
Coach, you've had the group in for a little bit of time, but of course you had them from last year into the spring and into the season. But even just this small amount of time here, what are some of the things that you like most about this team, and maybe what are some of their strengths?
Yeah. Just in general, a word that's come up a lot within our team so far is authentic. I think everybody is very comfortable being themselves, and that makes it really fun and funny and entertaining. When we talk about on the court, we have a lot of options. We've told everybody on the team we have no idea what a lineup would be at the moment because we've got pins that can swing everywhere. We've got middles that can move. We've got a lot of talent and depth. And so a lot of it is going to be about us just trying to find what that combination is. And will that combination be the same throughout the whole season? I have absolutely no idea.
Brenner, what are some of the key things that you like about this squad and getting to know them a little bit, and obviously, Coach just mentioned you have a lot of different options to go a lot of different ways, and being a setter, what are some of the things that you look forward to, some of your teammates and what you can create this year.
Yeah, I absolutely love the unity on our team. Everyone is there to support everyone and everything that they do on and off the court. We work really hard to create an environment where people can really go after the ball and push each other to take ourselves to that next level and continuously get better. And everyone has that mentality of get after it every day. We're here because we want to get better, because we want to move up those two spots to be number one before Thanksgiving.
And Coach, with your returners included in that group is a pair of OVC all conference selections and Emmy Hargan and Irene Wogenstall. Talk a little bit about how these two can kind of help this team uh, kind of push forward through the year.
Yeah, I think both of them took on some pretty big roles last year. Irene has been someone that has kind of found her name on that list a couple times, and Emmy had a great season last year. I think the fun thing with both of them is they continue to get better. So if you look at Irene 4 years ago or Emmy even a year and a half ago, they've just continued. And that's where I also think beach comes into play. We've got our indoor team that also plays beach. Both of them were in the starting lineup. And so when you even think on the mental side of the games, what it's like to take a swing in a pressure situation, what it's like to be the one that has to execute, they, along with so many other people on our team, got so many reps at that this spring.
Okay. And Coach, who are some of the other players that we want to look forward to this coming year, and maybe even some newcomers that hopefully will make a difference for the program.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting situation for us. We have 0 graduates from last year, so everybody returns with 3 newcomers. One is Sarah Heath. She spent 2 years at Richard Bland Junior College, and then Ruby Klusman, and then Tinsley Brown, who are freshmen. This is not an out. I mean, I think everybody has an opportunity to really make an impact, and so right now it's kind of whatever lineup we put out there against each other, they're battling it out. So I don't know that there's one specific person to keep an eye on. But I'm just really excited because when we're in the gym going against each other, it's kind of like every couple minutes somebody else pops out is like, wow, that was great.
Now, Brenna, obviously you come to a program that has a lot of success, and we can just see that by just turning around and looking behind you or to the side of you with all the different trophies that are there. I mean, what's kind of like the feeling in the locker room and such with your teammates, and on what you feel Morehead State volleyball is, and some of the things that you try to push, even more than what the coaches give to you. Try to push as of what you guys want out of this program.
Yeah, I feel like determination is the big thing we push in the locker room every day. We're determined to nail the skill that was bothering us yesterday, that we were working on yesterday. We're constantly determined to move forward and level up. We're determined to hold each other to a very high standard because at the end of the day, that's going to be holding each other and being there for each other. That's going to push us up those 2 spots. So I think holding each other accountable has been the big motto within that locker room and on the court and off the court.
Okay. Coach, a very veteran team, obviously, but you look at how do you prepare for conference play, and you designed a pretty nice little non-conference schedule. You include a couple in-state opponents in Western Kentucky and Kentucky, just to name a few on this list. But can you just give us a little bit of insight on creating a schedule for this type of team, preparing them for OVC play?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenging schedule. We have some big names on there. But I think the fun thing is we open up at Kentucky. They're opening the newly renovated Memorial Stadium or Memorial Coliseum. And when you look at it, Kentucky, Western Kentucky, Northern Kentucky, and us, in my eyes, that's a very realistic group to be there at the beginning of December. And so we want to kind of get some of those opportunities. We get to play Cincinnati a couple of times, and then we get to play some other teams on weekend 2 and 3 that are just really good at volleyball. And it was important to us that we see some people who are more physical than us, but we also see some people that are very similar to OVC play. We've got a couple of teams on there that I think physicality is going to be similar, but for example, Northern Kentucky, you always know the ball control is going to be there and they don't make a lot of mistakes. We've got teams like that in our conference. And so it was about giving some opportunities to get prepared so that when we get to OVC play, we've seen some things before.
Okay, and Brenna, obviously the toughest thing is to go through 2 days, to go through practices, kind of just all it is practice, 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 and we're waiting to get to that schedule. We're waiting for the opening days. Talk a little bit about that for yourself, as well as the team and the excitement that you have, and the eagerness to get to those games.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of excitement and eagerness whenever we talk about our schedule since it turned to August and everyone was writing in their planners our schedule and we got to physically write down Kentucky, Western Kentucky, Northern Kentucky on it. Everyone just got really big-eyed and we're like, we get to do this. We have worked so hard through our entire high school career, this entire preseason, our entire college career to get to play in these moments. And it's just everyone's excited to get to that moment. We're working now, we're being present in the practices to prepare ourselves as best as we can for when we get into those moments and we can just ball out.
Coach, as you go throughout the season and you look into it, there's many different things that you can pinpoint to say we need this, we need that. But putting you on the spot, what's the one main thing you feel your team needs to be a contender to win the championship this season?
I mean, who doesn't say serve pass? I think it's serve pass, but I also think we have talked about our options and our flexibility, and there's a reality that only 6 people are on the court at one time. And so a big piece of it is how we can continue to keep that unit mentality and that we over me mentality as we're going through things. When we have been our best in my time here, it's because Monday through Thursday is the hardest competition of the week. And so what we need to do is continue to battle it out in practice so that when we get to the weekend, that's nothing new for us.
Morehead State volleyball coach Kyrsten Becker-McBride, along with grad setter Brenna Bommer. Both of you, we wish you the best of luck. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day today, and again, good luck this season.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.